Hi, this is Eric Martin with BoardGameGeek. I'm here with designer Emerson Matsuuchi, designer of Century Spice Road, which debuted at Origins 2017 from Plan B Games, the first title that they have out here. And I hope you can give an overview. I know the game, the design has had a bit of a history, in terms of evolution from publisher to publisher and how it's being presented. I don't know if you want to dive into the game.
Sure, I can give the...
and then we'll do background.
Sure, I can give like the 2-minute pitch on the game.
Okay.
So in Century Spice Road, each player is a caravan leader, and you're going out to try to build your spice empire to get fame and fortune, mostly fortune, in the form of victory points.
Yes, so that's what everyone recognizes.
Exactly. Exactly. So there are a row of cards that represent spices, basically spice contracts, and those will get you the victory points. And on the player's turn, there's only 4 possible actions you can take. And each turn, you're only going to be taking 1 action. Each player is going to start with 2 spice cards, 2 cards in their hand. And one of the actions that you can take is you could simply play a card. So when you play a card,
you can zoom in here. Yep, I got it. You can zoom in as well.
Okay. This card will simply get you 2 yellow cubes to add to your caravan. Now you'll notice your caravan can only hold a certain number. You can only hold 10 cubes. You can always exceed that number, but you'll always have to just discard down at the end of your turn. The second card that you have will allow you to trade or upgrade 2 cubes. You can upgrade 1 cube 2 times, so it goes from yellow to red to green to brown. So I can change this yellow cube to a green cube, or I could change this yellow cube to a green cube, and a red cube, and another yellow cube into a red cube. So you can decide to use the 2 upgrades on 1 cube, or separate them out into 2 cubes. And all players start with the same set of cards. You can also get additional cards over here. So for instance, this card that you take is always going to be a free card. So you could simply take this and put this into your hand. But let's say, for instance, you really want this card, in which case you'll have to put 1 cube of any color on the cards that you are skipping over in order to take this card. And then the cards will actually slide down like this, and a new card will come out.
And when we take these cards in the future, we get cubes as well to add to our own caravan.
Exactly. And sometimes when the first card's not as appealing, but further cards are appealing, then this starts to accumulate more and more cubes on it, and possibly ones of other colors. If you take a card that's got cubes on it, congratulations, you've gotten some free cubes, you add it to your caravan, and you take the card. The third type of action that you can take is that after you've played out cards, so these will be played out in front of you, either you want to play a card that you've already played, or you've run out of cards in your hand and you don't want to take any more, then as an action you could take all the cards back into your hand, and then on future turns you can then play those cards out again. And this is, we call it the rest action. And the fourth and final type of action that you can take is you can claim a victory point card. So if you had in your caravan at least 2 green and 2 brown, you can take this card, claim it. It's worth 14 victory points at the end of the game. You flip it face down, and if it's in this slot right here, you get a gold coin. They are a bonus of 3 points. If you take, and these will all slide down. If you take this card right here, then it's going to be worth 11 points, but you also get a silver coin, which is worth 1 bonus point.
Or you just get a card with nothing extra.
Oh, and these also slide down.
That's right. So play a card, pick up a card, buy a contract,
and then rest.
And pick everything up.
Yep, those are the 4 types of actions. The game ends once one player gets 6 cards in a 2 to 3 player game, or 5 cards in a 4 to 5 player game. That triggers the end of the game, and then each player gets one last, or you finish out the round. Then you calculate the points that you have on your victory cards. You would get 3 points for each gold coin, 1 point for each silver coin, and each non-yellow cube that you have in your caravan is worth 1 point at the end of the game. The player with the most points is the winner.
And so now this started, I remember talking with you at New York Toy Fair, where you said this originated as a themeless, soulless,
cube-pushing Euro. And see how it's transformed into a themeless, soulless, cube-pushing Euro.
That's right, with some setting here.
Beautiful art.
Yes.
I have to say the art.
That's right.
Really
well, I mean, it has the description here with the spices and trade. You have things to talk about as you're doing to describe it. It's got some nice components to go with it as well.
Yes. So
And
the gold coins and the bowls actually are included in the box, for those who don't know.
And this is only the first in a series now.
Yes, that's correct. It's the first in the series.
It did not start as a series,
Oh, yes, that is correct.
but it's become that.
Yes, that is correct. So when Plan B Games formed, they took what was formerly known as Caravan and they created Century, and they had a new vision for it. And instead of having the two different themes that are two different aesthetic packages that Caravan had, they decided they will go with the theme that was the most popular, or the ones that the worldwide partners were most interested in, and then from there create a trilogy of games. Because I did have one other design that was similar to the trading mechanic in Century here. So a good chunk of the mechanics there will actually be incorporated into the next game in the Century series. Now, the games, I know people have had a lot of questions about them, and what I can say, because some things I'm not at liberty to say, but some of the things I can say is that the games right now, the way we are planning, is that each game is actually mechanically quite different. So in Century, it is a hand-building game. So you're building a hand of cards, so that's sort of like your engine that you're building. The next game, the main mechanic is more akin to a pick up and deliver, where there's actual movement on the board.
Okay.
Yeah. Now the third game is, a little bit of a tease in that it's going to be sort of like a little bit like a worker placement, more of an action selection type of a game. But what makes them unique in this trilogy is that they're going to be able to combine in a way so that you can take so people who own Century Spice Road and let's say the second game in the series, Century 2, will be able to use the components, and we may have some special components that is specifically for the integration between the two games, and then it will present a new experience using the components from the two games.
Okay. All right. With the second one due out 2018, the third in 2019.
Yes, that is the plan.
And we
Plan
can
B.
talk about them more then,
Yes.
a little bit.
Yes.
But for right now, we got the first one in the series, which plays on its own just fine. So you can go for it. Thanks, Emerson, for the
Thank you.
review.
Thank you very much.